When I was out on Long Island and Shelter Island, we had a very large youth group, and I used to always be asked, to what do you attribute, the great success of your youth program? And I would always look and smile and say, there's nothing else going on. Yeah, they would look at me like, huh? And the truth is, Shelter Island is accessible only by ferry boat. And so for the kids, the youth center was it on Friday and Saturday night. So we had a youth center of anywhere between 125 and 150 kids, which I'm one of the few ministers who probably loves working with adolescents. I don't particularly like working with adolescents who act kind of childish or childlike obedient, and I don't really enjoy working with adolescents who act adult and very suave and sophisticated. I really like adolescents that act like adolescents. Love you on Monday, can't stand you on Tuesday, ignore you on Wednesday, and Thursday ask what's up, for the youth group. And I love that. I love the kind of turmoil of adolescence. One of the ways that we always started our discussion groups was that I would oftentimes ask them to listen to quotes to set the mood and the tone for the theme that we have for that evening. In this case, I'm going to share with you some quotes that set the tone for the theme of today's sermon on legacy. And I hope you enjoy them. They're ones that I particularly like. This is from Shannon Adler. Carve your name on hearts, not tombstones. A legacy is etched into the minds of others and the stories they share about you. This one is from William James. The great use of life is to spend it for something that will outlast it. Steve Saint. Your story is the greatest legacy that you will leave to your friends. It's the longest lasting legacy you will leave to your heirs. Peter Stropel. Legacy is not leaving something for people. It's leaving something in people. And this one is one that's often forgotten. It's from Jesus. I glorified you on earth, having accomplished the work that you gave me.
This is a reading from the Old Testament, from the book of Jeremiah. Behold, the days are coming, says Yahweh, when I will establish a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. It will not be like the covenant I made with their ancestors when I took them by the hand to bring them up out of the land of Egypt, a covenant they broke, though I was their spouse, says Yahweh. But this is the covenant I will make with the house of Israel after those days, says Yahweh. I will put my law in their minds and on their hearts. I will be their God, and they will be my people. No longer will they need to teach one another or remind one another to listen to Yahweh. All of them, high and low alike, will listen to me, says Yahweh, for I will forgive their misdeeds and will remember their sins no more.
Just going to move this to the center. Before I actually begin the sermon, I never get a chance to really thank the people who do the music here, but I love the music. I absolutely love singing it. And Nolan, you have a really big gift, okay? And I think I hope you use it wisely and well and take great pride in it. Nor I haven't had a chance to hear you, but I'm sure the same is true for you. Is it? Yeah, okay. Well, I'm a graduate of St. Olaf College in Northfield, Minnesota. And their orchestra this year just went around the world and just passing that on, to both of you. It's a wonderful school. And I'm Christian, but I'm not stupid. But it is.
Carlton's there too.
Yeah, Carlton's there too. Yeah. Peace and grace to each of you from our Lord and from our Savior Jesus Christ. I had a wonderful opportunity 2 weeks ago. It's hard to say this because it'll sound funny, but conducting funerals is one of the highlights of ministry. It just is. It's such an extraordinarily focusing time where you get to sit down with families and you get to, it's interesting how the process works. I'll usually ask a family, because one of the things that, I don't know about you, but I hate going to funerals when the funeral isn't about the person. And I hate even more when the funeral pretends to know the person and they clearly don't know the person. So if I'm doing a funeral for somebody I don't know, I want to get information from people. And I love the fact that I'll tell them, tell me some words that make you think of this person. Just give me words. And usually the words, they're not bland or generic, but they're general. Okay, they're big, But sooner or later, you'll hit on a word or two that sort of all of a sudden pops for people. Like, oh yes. That's, yes. Okay. And that leads to stories. And when stories start to pop, it's like watching the fireworks. I love it. You're sitting with a bunch of people and you're going to go, wow. It's wonderful. Well, I got called by a church that I've been helping out in Milwaukee, Greenfield Avenue Church. And I got called and said, would you do a funeral for us? I said, sure. And so they said, the woman's name was Lucy Dugan. Is that a Milwaukee name? To me, that's loved it. And the first thing the woman on the phone said, and she had red hair too. I love that. So anyways, I met with family members, etc., and to try to get an idea of who Lucy was. One of my favorite stories that came out of it was the story that they had told, because the word, when I was sorting out the words, the word that they used to describe her was compassion. That she raised 5 children, and then she was a nurse, and she was just this devoted, having voted Nurse of the Year twice. And boy, having been in the hospital before, do I know what it means to have a great nurse. Wow. So anyways, one of the daughters, Sandy, said, well, this one day, I was looking for my mom at breakfast because my mother always made us breakfast. We didn't have cereal for breakfast. We had French toast. We had pancakes. We had monkey bread. She made homemade bread. I thought, oh, that's my grandmother. And they said, and I couldn't find her anywhere. And she said, and so I got nervous. And I said, look all over the house. And finally, all of a sudden, I saw my mother out on the sidewalk on her knees with her head toward the ground. And I thought, oh my God, she's fallen, she's hurt. She said, I dropped my books. I was in the 7th grade. She said, I dropped all my books. I scooted out that front door. I went and went, Mom! And all of a sudden, I realized that this little wren had fallen out of the tree. And my mother was giving it CPR. At first I went, huh? She goes, yeah, she was kind of going, patting it on the chest. And then she opened a little bead and go, and I'm going, what happened? She goes, well, that's the crazy thing. She said, in a few seconds, all of a sudden that little bird was in her palm peeping. And I said, Mom, did that work? She said, I don't know, it didn't hurt. It's very important something to realize about the stories that people tell. People forget in this culture of ours, because everything is about big, celebrity, brand, fame, fortune, the things that people remember about us and that we remember. Memories come in moments. They don't come in days, weeks, and months. We remember moments. Moments that take our breath away. Moments that move us to tears. Moments that give us a lump in the throat. It was a beautiful thing to hear about her. I have to say to you that when I heard that story, it reminded me of my mother, Hetty Grimbol. And Hetty, I had recently had a good friend of mine. I graduated from Morlock High School, and my best friend there was a guy by the name of Manuel Barrera. And Manuel went on to be the head of the psych department at Arizona State. And we remained friends over all of that time. And recently, Manuel and I have started to communicate again. In large part, I have to admit, because Manuel has had MS for 27 years, and he's struggling with things. And we started talking to each other, and we made a decision to write a book about legacy. Because we figured at 70 years old, we had passed the test. You know, we were now in legacy territory. In fact, I have to tell you that this past week I talked to somebody who she went to her 65th high school reunion. And I said to her, I said, well, what's it like? She said, well, it tends to be small. I said, but do you do different things? And she said, no. She said, at the banquet, however, oxygen is one of the appetizers. I thought that was pretty good. Okay, then. Things to look forward to, that's all I can say. Yeah, so, but we started talking about the importance of legacy, things that we remember. It's true that what's too painful to remember, we simply choose to forget. But more importantly, somehow, memories. Just think about how many times Jesus said, do this in remembrance of me. Remember me. When you remember, I believe that most of the time when people are sharing these stories, something happens when people are sharing a story like this. Can anybody guess what that would be? What happens when people are sharing stories like this?
They remember our stories.
They remember, it absolutely is contagious, but people are moved to tears almost immediately because the story matters to them. And the lower lip starts to go, and then they're apologizing, which is one of the reasons people don't tell the stories. You know, isn't it sad to think that somehow we've made tears a sign of weakness? Do you remember when Edmund Muskie ran for the presidency of the United States? And he started to weep about his wife having cancer, and that became this huge scandal. But he wept. Now, well, anyways, I believe that when we remember, we're lifted to higher ground. And I think that's one of the reasons that we do. Because these memories, these little moments, they reveal the soul of a person. They're not talking about their history. This isn't like an obituary. Okay? When you get to the eulogy, you don't want to hear facts and figures. You want to hear stories. Transforming moments, things that you'll never forget. And Manuel said to me, he said, Bill, he said, said, I have so many wonderful memories of your mother. And she goes, and your mom and dad together, what a couple. I went, what a couple. Trust me. I mean, I love my mom and dad dearly. Okay, they both passed, but they did not have a marriage made in heaven. Okay? The outskirts of hell, maybe? But the thing I remember about them was that, you know, they were squabblers, you know. But I do remember the story that he told me, and it made me remember something so important about my mom and dad. He said, do you remember when we were all watching that 12-inch Zenith that he had, which is what we had? We lived in a $50 rental on Yonge Street. We had a 12-inch black and white Zenith, and we were in watching Spin and Marty. Remember Spin and Marty? I'm too old for it. But anyways, we're watching this show, and my dad says to my mother, and kind of, he didn't mean to be barking, but he barked. And he said to my mother, you do not need to call the plumber. I can fix that. Oh, no, you can't. Every time you fix something, we pay twice as much to get it refixed. And I just wash these floors. You are not playing around with the pipes under that sink. I am not paying $50 to a plumber to fix it, that little elbow pipe. I can do this myself. So this goes on, and of course, Manuel and Luke and the guys that were watching were going, are they okay? Oh yeah. Yeah, they're fine. But all of a sudden my dad starts fixing the clog under the sink. And he goes down and he very carefully removes that, whatever it's called, elbow pipe or whatever. Isn't it elbow pipe? What is it? Yeah, I mean, my dad very carefully starts lifting it out from underneath the sink, looks at my mother and said, I told you, and then dumps all the crap in the pipe in the sink. Okay, so of course, it all shoots everywhere over my mother's floor, you know? And all of a sudden, my mother started to howl. And she goes, you dumb bunny. And they both started to laugh so hard that they hugged in the middle of the living room floor and all this crap around them. And my mother looked at me and the guys, because we'd all come to the doorway to see. And my mother goes, you gotta love them. And Manuel had to remember that. You gotta love them. And so I remembered my parents in a whole different way from just that little memory, just that little moment being shared with me. And then Manuel said, you know, Bill, when we came to your house, everybody felt at home. Well, my message to you today is very, very simple. You need to think about your legacy now. Now. Nolan, Nora, now. Honestly. Because the reality is that you're creating your legacy right now. Every single day you are writing the fifth gospel with your life. This is what matters. This is what people will remember. No one's going to carve on your tombstone how much money you earned or how long your vacation was or what kind of car you drove. You will be remembered for one and only one thing: the depth, width, and quality of the loving that you give, the mercy that you give. When people talk about higher ground, you know what's out there on higher ground? Mercy. You know what mercy is? I learned what mercy is from my best friend on Shelter Island. His name was Forrest Church. Wonderful guy. His father was Frank Church, a senator from Idaho, who ran against Jimmy Carter for the presidency. And Frank and Forrest was his campaign manager. But when Forrest was dying of esophageal cancer, Forrest would say to me, every time I visited him, Remember, forgive everyone, everything. There's no point. Remember. Powerful, powerful message. You know what else is up there? Unconditional love. Unconditional love. I'm going to tell you something that I think is really sad today in America and within the churches. Too much of our loving is conditional. Just conditional. Unconditional love, what does that mean? It means what Jesus said. Love your enemies. I'll close with one more little anecdote about Lucy. In fact, this one got a round of applause from people. A friend of one of the sons, she had 2 sons and 3 daughters, and one of the sons' friends stood up to talk about what Lucy meant to him. And there was a woman in the neighborhood that, let us say, was quite wealthy and was not people's favorites. Okay? They didn't like her. And everybody put up with her. But one particular day on an open house for Christmas, the whole neighborhood was over, and this woman came over, decked to the nines, jewelry, blah, 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 and proceeded to talk about every gift that she had gotten and what kind of size of bow was with it, and the paper that was used, and this young man said, and then Lucy walked up to her, and her name was Ethel, and said, you know, Ethel, dear, there's only 2 things I don't like about you. And Ethel goes, oh, Lucy, what might that be? And Lucy looked at Ethel and went, your face. And walked away. Your face. You know, and this kid just looked, and everybody howled. Everybody howled, because they said, that was Lucy. She was compassionate, but don't cross her. Don't cross her. Told the truth. Her pastor told me that the pastor had just retired. He's only been retired for a month. And I called him to ask what he could say about her. He said, well, I'll tell you what she said. On the day of my installation, she told me, she said, Pastor Kevin, I just need you to know that the first bleeding heart liberal was the Good Samaritan. I'm second. Oh, folks, I just got to tell you something. Those moments are magic. They're unforgettable. You need to ask yourself, what stories will be told about you? What stories will be told about you? And remember, it's not so much what you do with your life, it's who you're being. When you walk into a room, what do people think? What do they feel? Do you make their day? Are you a lift? Are you somebody who moves people in powerful ways? And if you really are honest with yourself, you also will remember the days when you were walking on higher ground. We know when we're up there. We know that we're being better than we thought we could be. But the truth of the matter is, you know, they asked at Marquette University, they asked Mother Teresa at one point how she would feel about being named a saint in her lifetime. And remember her saying at Marquette, I wouldn't like that at all, she said, because I'm not doing anything that you can't do. Create your legacy. Live it, learn from it,